Greetings and salutations, sports fans. Welcome back to the Fumble in this NBA recap. I'm your host, Jackie Ray. While you're here, make sure you hit that subscribe button and that notification bell. And don't forget to follow me on all things social media at JRayTheFanatic. And give this video a thumbs up. We are winding down everything that's going on in the NBA bubble with the seeding games. Tonight was a crucial night for the Spurs, Grizzlies, Trailblazers, and the Suns, who are all still in the fight for that number 8 playoff spot. So let's see how they did in this scorecard. The Brooklyn Nets and Orlando Magic have already secured the bottom 2 spots in the East, so not a lot to talk about there, but the Nets did pull out a 12-point win thanks to a career high of 24 points from Jemiah Martin. Now, the game between the Spurs and the Rockets probably wasn't a big deal for the Rockets because they're already in it. But I think it's safe to say that the Western Conference is going to have a play-in for this final playoff spot. Maybe not. Going into tonight's action, Memphis Grizzlies were just half a game over Portland and 1 game ahead of Phoenix and San Antonio. But with the win over the Rockets, the Spurs made sure they are still in the hunt. Now, to be fair, James Harden was resting tonight and Eric Gordon was out with an ankle injury. Russ was back in the mix, but he did look a little rusty. He missed 2 games and he did put up 20 points, but he had 7 turnovers. He's not really worried about it. Coach D'Antoni is not really worried about it. Coach D'Antoni said the most important thing was to make sure that Russ got solid playing time. And Russ says, you know what, I'm not worried about it because I'll be back. I believe him. But DeRozan did set the tone with 15 points in the opening 24 minutes of the game, and the Spurs were up by 17 at the half. He finished the night with 23 points, and Johnson came off the bench with 24 points. Spurs get the win, 105-123. Now, tonight was a little crazy watching these games in real time because there was so much that was important and a lot was going on at once. The Suns are undefeated once again, but as they polish off the Sixers, the Memphis Grizzlies were in the second half of play against the Celtics and they were losing. So you know the Suns went to the locker room and they were watching the game because that would put them in the tie for the number 8 spot. But to make sure that didn't happen, Devin Booker has made some sort of concoction in his locker room that I'm going to call bubble juice because it is flawlessly working. He has 35 points, 9 rebounds, and 7 assists. Suns remain perfect, getting the win over the 76ers, 130-117. And I'm sure they felt a little bit better seeing the Celtics get the best of the Grizzlies. It didn't start off bad for the Grizzlies, though. They were only down by 7 at the end of the first quarter. Things were getting a little worse at the half because the Grizzlies were down by 16. At one point, the Celtics led by 22 points with Jason Tatum, again, at 29 points. Gordon Hayward with 19. The Celtics beat the Grizzlies 122-107. They sent the Grizzlies into the locker room to join the Suns and the Spurs to watch, what else? The Portland game to see how this race for the West is going to shape up. Now, guys, you know, I have been on this Dame train ever since I found out he could rap, to be honest. But I love me some Dame Dollar. I don't want to throw shade at y'all at all. But before 1 second of basketball was played, the Portland Trailblazer fans had to post this onto Twitter. This Twitter user is calling it now. She says the Portland Trailblazers will become the 6th team in NBA history to upset a number 1 seed in the first round. Screenshot this. Really? They're going to upset? Stop it. I think I'm only mad at this because it's LeBron James. You guys know I ride with LeBron no matter what. But there was a point in this game that for sure was a for sure win for the Trailblazers. It actually wasn't. It was all over the place. The game was tied 14 times. The lead changed 10 times, and the biggest lead for Portland was only 10 points. But to be honest, that might beat my Lakers right now because they're all over the place. That's not the point. Dame made 9 3-point shots. It's his 6th 50-plus game of the season. He is the 12th player in NBA history to score 50 points in back-to-back games after dropping 51 points against the 76ers on Sunday. He also made every single one of his 18 free throws, so he's not missing those anymore after the Clippers acted a fool on the sideline. So this win puts Portland 1 game ahead of the Grizzlies, Spurs, and Suns. And I don't want to be Debbie Downer, but the Grizzlies face the Bucks on Thursday. So with any luck, maybe Giannis won't be in there and they'll win, but right now I'm giving them the L. The Suns face the Mavericks, and since the Suns have been flawless, I have no reason to think that they won't win that one, but Portland will face the Nets. I'm still thinking that Dame's going to win that one, but you guys let me know what you think in the comments below. I just don't think anyone wants to face Dame Dollar right now. He's mad and he's playing amazingly. So I would just like to tell everyone on the Lakers team, go on to Amazon right now, find you the nicest, manliest, friendliest gift you can find and send it to Dame Dollar's room with a note that says, hey, let's see where these rankings are, man. We love you. Just be nice, because a mad Dame Dollar is not what my Lakers want to see. There's not a lot of movement on the East, but the number 8 spot in the West is still up for grabs. Again, with the win, Portland Trail Blazers have a record of 34-9. That puts them a game ahead of the Suns and the Grizzlies, who are both 33-39. The Spurs are 2 games back at 32-38. The number 8 spot is the Trail Blazers to keep. If they can beat the Nets on Thursday, they are in no matter what the Grizzlies or the Suns do. Grizzlies have the earlier game against the Bucks. At the same time, the Suns will play the Mavericks. If both teams win and the Trailblazers lose, we will have a 3-way tie for that number 8 spot. But I just don't see that happening. I'm still on this Dame train. Tell me what you think in the comments below. And while you do that, we're going to take a look at some of these must-see moments. So one of the things that I love about the Spurs is their ball movement. So check out this play where instead of getting the easy layup, Lonnie Walker dishes the rock to Johnson for the 3.
I think that you got him under control, because that's when he has you.
Rockets again without Eric Gordon, James Harden today.
Oh, you got to lay that ball up. Or take the 3 ball.
Johnson knocked down the triple.
See, that is the classic example of say less, because he's trying to clown him for not taking the layup, and then he gets the 3. All right, so let's move on. Here's a fun fact. I am actually right-handed. It's probably one of the things that I have in common with Devin Booker. But every morning I brush my teeth with my left hand, because I read that doing so fires off some different neurons and it helps to maintain your memory as you get older. So I am guessing that Devin Booker is going to be fine when he gets older. He's going to have no problems with his memory. Let's take a look at his southpaw action as he gets this lefty score right now.
Young man has sneaky athleticism. Sneaky. He snuck him. That's when that's when it gets you hurt, because you don't think he's going to do it. He laid it up about 3 or 4 times going left. Go up, Mars. You're the highlight man.
It's definitely sneaky. You think he's going right, he goes left, and then he's got you. I love it. Again, I don't know what else to say about Dame Dollar except for be afraid. Be very afraid. 5 seconds left to shoot on the shot clock, and he drops the long bomb, and then this happens. I can't even explain this. Take a look.
Lillard, 5 to shoot. 1.5 minutes to play. That's a bomb! Oh!
I've never seen that. I probably will never see it again, but that's this train that we're on with Dame right now. These last 2 nights, we have seen some really amazing basketball, so I cannot wait to see what you guys have cooking in these social media moments. All right, if you've ever tried to type Skip Bayless in your phone, it probably auto-corrected to Skip Payless, and I think that's Siri's way of saying pay less attention to Skip Bayless and his hater moments. He posted this to his Twitter saying, Damian Lillard is playing like he's mad at somebody. Really? Really, Skip? He continues to just be the most annoying man on the planet. I cannot stand him. I wish I could just do this Viola Davis, pick up my purse, walk out, but I can't, because I have to get to this one from Matt, who says, if there were a bubble MVP, there's no doubt in my mind it would be Devin Booker. I don't know about that one, Mac. Have you been watching Dame, at all? Do they not get the Trailblazers game in Phoenix? I'm just asking for Dame, but I'll tell you what, Mac, this one is definitely going to go out to you. Pay attention. Okay, now I know there was no sound on that for obvious reasons, but Mac, if you can't read lips, he said, put some respect on my damn name. He said something else, but I'm definitely going to go with damn on this one. So here's one that I fully agree with. Miles Brown said, if the Mamba mentality has a true heir, it's probably Damian Lillard. I love this tweet. I agree wholeheartedly. I just wish that Kobe was here to see this, because I would love to see what he had to say about everything that Dame is doing in the bubble right now. Now this one, oh crap. You know what? I almost forgot that the Pelicans and the Kings also played tonight. Both teams are out, so it honestly was an honest mistake. It makes not a bit of difference. But this Twitter user had this to say, which I think is perfect. She says, which one of y'all called this the Depression Bowl? That is mean and yet accurate. I love it. All right, guys, look, that's all I have for tonight, but make sure you are back with us every single night. Thursday is when we find out who wins that number 8 spot in the West. So make sure you're here with us for that. The playoffs start on the 15th. So if you haven't hit that subscribe button and that notification bell, make sure you do that right now because we've got you covered on all this NBA action. Once again, I'm Jackie Ray. Thanks for watching The Fumble, and we will see you next time.